Hello, Taurus. Thank you very much for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan. For supportive oracle cards, Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. Okay. I don't know why I picked this deck up first, but I did. So let's see. 2, 3, 4. There's a lot. What's going on here? This, and okay. 2, 3. Okay, my first thought is this is long and drawn out in the sense of like the situation has been going on for a while. Your partner is not giving in. Not giving in what they want. And I'm getting your partner is, they got the 3 of Pentacles in their challenge positions. Like they're working to make this work out their own way. They're not giving in. They've got the Ace of Pentacles there. They're literally not giving in. They're very cemented into this. The release with the Temperance is telling me literally they're not going to let this go. They're releasing their connection to you, whatever that means. They're just completely walking away from your connection to the situation, and they're doing what they want to do. And it's not going to get better over time. I just feel like when I'm getting that release with the Temperance is like they're literally just not paying attention to what you think or feel about the situation. Why is... That is how that's coming through. All right, it's a general read. I understand that. So for whoever that matches for, that matches. Because you're not happy with this. You got a lot of cards. Woo. You got the 5 of Wands. Like, you are not at all impressed with this. Not even the least. You've then got the Queen of Cups. Like, you're fighting this, but you have a lot of love. There's a lot of passion here, which is really motivating you, but you also have the Death card. Kind of like you're letting this go. You're going to let go as well, is what I'm getting. They seem to be releasing from you the connection with this situation. They're releasing from you, and you're releasing from them right back. You're really upset with it. You have a lot of... Whatever the situation is, because I'm not convinced it's like the end of a relationship. Take it with a grain of salt. You know, if this is going to end up in an end of a relationship, you already know that's coming. That's not a surprise. But I feel for you, it's more, for most of you anyway, it's like your partner's making a decision. You do not want them doing this. You do not agree with what they're doing. It's almost like they're helping somebody, and you're like, don't help that person. They're going to screw you over. Stop it. You're going to drag yourself down. You're going to drag me down with you. Don't do it. And I feel like that's more connecting with what this is actually about. And you're fighting with them to not do this. They're ignoring you and doing what they want to do. And you're like, all right, whatever. I'm not going to say anything else about it. But, you know, don't get our finances caught up in this, and don't drag me into it. AKA, if they spend a lot of money and you have to bail them out, that's dragging you into it. Don't be dragging me into it. Fine, you're going to do what you're going to do. And I feel like you're throwing your hands up. Like, fine, just don't drag me into it. I told you, don't drag me into it. And they're going off on their own, and they're doing what they want to do. They really do feel like that's what they want. They feel like that's what's the best. And they got will and resistance. They're not willing to back down. This is what they want. They're very unbearable at this point. This is what they want. This is what they're going to do. They honestly feel like it's the right thing to do. They feel like this is good. The fact that you're disconnecting makes it easier for them. That's what they want. Let me do what I want to do. That's their attitude to this. If this is hitting, that's what I'm getting. Let me do what I want to do. Just leave me alone. Fine. I feel like you're like, fine. Just don't drag me into it. When you end up flat on your face, don't drag me into it. Okay. The thing is, you love your partner, though. You're saying that, but you're also keeping an eye out at the same time. And you're planning for it. You're like, no, you're going to end up flat on your face. And it's not like I'm just going to let you lay there in a bloody mess. I'll pick you up because I love you. I'm going to complain about it, too, when I do. But I'll help you. And you're keeping an eye out, and you're nervous about where this is going to go, but you're very steadfast in your partner's life. You're not just going to let them fall fake. You're not going to let them just end up on their face in a bloody mess and just leave them there. You're going to help them. You're going to complain about it while you do it, probably, but you're going to help them. Some of you might be like, no, I won't complain. Okay. I'm feeling somebody complaining here. Kind of like, I told you not to do that. And here, let me fix this for you. And I told you not to do that too, but here, I'll do this for you. And to you, it might be very subliminal, but you're doing it as well. I'm feeling like you're making it quite clear, like, I told you not to do that. I told you not to. The challenge card for you is the World card. Your partner is going to have a hard moment coming up. The question is this the last time this is going to happen? Because this is in your challenge position. And I feel like you're worried like how hard this is going to be for your partner, how damaging this is going to be for them. I feel like the reason this is in your challenge position is kind of like you don't want this to happen the way it's going to happen, but you're kind of like, this is going to be quite the moment. And you're worried about it. That's why it's your challenge position, because to you it's like this next hit is going to be quite the rough one. But stepping back and letting it happen is kind of like hoping that like the phase will move on. It's the challenge position though, so it's kind of unclear if that's really how it is because it's the challenger. Which is telling me hopefully that it is. Hopefully this is the last time it's this rough with this person, with this situation. But I'm not convinced it will be. Okay, so spiritually you got the Two of Wands and the Focus. You would like this to stop. I do feel like this is one of the reasons you're disconnecting, hoping like hitting that rock bottom will be the final time this happens. It's not guaranteed. That's what I feel. I think that's what I want to say. You're hoping it is, and that's the challenge card. You're hoping this last hit will be the last hit. This next hit will be the last hit. There's no guarantee with that. And I feel like you're focused on that. And you're hoping like this next fork in the road will make the right decision after this. Kind of like this last hit coming up will be literally the last hit, and your partner will stop doing whatever it is that's going on here. And I'm actually getting here, they're going to hit that wall. And you have the Two of Cups for your partner with the High Priestess. You're holding out, you're staying away from it as long as you can. You're literally waiting till they're face down in their own blood and tears. And they need your help to get back up. They can't get up without you. And you realize you have to. You got to let them do what they want to do. Because if you keep pulling them back before they fall flat on their face, they just keep doing the same thing to the part where you're just constantly stopping them before they hit face first on the pavement. So you're stepping back, and it's hard. It's hard, but you got that High Priestess there knowing, like, I can either hold to the side and keep an eye out, and wait for them to end up face first on the pavement and pick them up, or I can just play the chances here. And instead of me keeping an eye out for them and waiting to pick them up off the pavement, I can just kind of hope that they don't end up to the cliff, because one of these times I'm not going to be able to pick them up. At least this time I can keep an eye open. And if I don't do it this way, they're going to end up at some point without my protection, and they're just going to really get into a mess, and I'm not going to be able to help them. You're trying to rationalize it, and it's hard. It's hard. It's not easy, because you don't want them to fall. You don't want them to fall face first on the pavement. You don't want that to really happen. You really don't. But you're like, they need to learn this lesson now while I can help them, because the way they're going, one of these times they're going to end up tripping and falling. I'm not going to be there to help them, and somebody else is going to do even worse to them. Instead of somebody helping them up, somebody's going to kick them when they're down. So I need to be smart about this and let them fall face first where I can actually help them. It's hard. This is not, you're not liking this. This is not feeling good, but it does happen. They got the Ten of Swords, and I am getting this is what's helping them. They need this to happen. This needs to happen. Because when they fall face down, flat face down in their own blood and tears, you're the one who helps them. And I'm seeing here the Four of Wands. You step right in because you're not going to let them get destroyed. You're not going to allow that. It's hard, and you're very upset about this. I'm also feeling very upset energy, kind of like I really didn't want this to happen to you, but please tell me you learned your lesson, because I hate seeing you in this state. I did not want this for you. You insisted. I stepped back. I just really hope you realize, like, I'm saying these things. I get in your way because I really feel like this is for the best. I really care about you. I don't want these things to happen to you. It seems like it's a very weird moment because it's very painfully obvious that when the chips are down, you're the one that's there for them. And this is why you are such a pain in their butt. They would say you're a pain in the butt, is what I'm getting. This is why. Because you're trying to stop these things from happening. So the way this is kind of playing out at the end here, I feel like this is really like one of those moments where you have to find a way to really talk things out and explain why you feel the way you feel, and like how hard this is for you to watch them go down this road and do these things, and this is why you say what you say. There's going to be a long, drawn-out conversation if you really want something to come out of this. And I feel like they're going to be in a position where they can't walk away from you. All they can do is listen. I feel like this is warranted. If it turns into a lecture, then so be it. Let it be, because you're going to have their full, undivided attention. Use it while you can. And that's that. Okay. That's Taurus relationship. Would you believe that I would prefer positive, uplifting readings, but it just doesn't seem to happen that way. I feel like it has a good ending, but I know some people kind of call me out. They're like, can you do a positive read for my sign sometime? And I'm like, I'd love to. It's just, I let the energy come through as it needs to come through. I don't know what to tell. I don't know what to say. That's just how it goes. All right. Messages for Taurus. What do we have for Taurus? Single Taurus. Messages for single Taurus. Messages for single Taurus. That's a powerful card to start right off with. Not really sure if it's good or bad, but we'll find out. It's strong. Somebody knew. Somebody flat out knew. You do not know this person. No. I don't feel any familiarity with this. Flat out new person. New person. Reminds me of Grace Helberg for some reason. New person alert. New person alert. Is that what she does? I don't know. It's been a long time since I watched her. Probably should watch her again. I like her. Helbig? Actually, it's Helbig, not Helberg. Sorry. Taurus. Single Taurus. Alright, so this is weird energy for you. Somebody completely new. Completely new. You got abundance and you got the Three of Cups in your past. It seems like you're more likely to choose somebody that you know a little bit better. Somebody who you kind of like had a moment to really think about. I feel like your energy would more like to go towards somebody that you kind of had a minute to think about. This is a good idea. Maybe I'll try this one. Maybe I'll start getting to know this one a little bit more. Because I'm getting the abundance with the Three of Cups is like meeting people through friends and slowly getting to know somebody and then asking them out on a date afterwards is what you would prefer to do. That's the energy I'm coming into. So if that hits for you, they're saying this is probably a reading for you. And I'm getting like, what happens when you're doing this is that you start to get to know people and you move slowly, but people get the wrong idea is what I'm getting. And it's almost like they go towards you and they're like, would you like to do something? And you're kind of like, well, not yet. And then they kind of get turned off and they move on. Like this is probably explaining the person this is going to really hit for. Like this is going to hit strong for somebody. They come at you in the beginning. You're like, I'm not ready yet. You say, not right now. And then they move on. And you're just like, well, I didn't get a chance to really decide whether I wanted to do that or not. Like, why did you go away? And I feel like there's even somebody currently that you're kind of like, I actually would now like to start seeing them or give it a shot. And they don't seem to be giving you the time of day is what I'm getting. They're kind of like a little bit, their nose is a little out of joint because they kind of approached you in the beginning. You said, not right now. They got a little upset about that, and now they're ignoring you. So if that's hitting with you, this reading's probably for you. And it's leaving you in a spot where like you'd like to go forward, but they're not allowing you to, and you're kind of stuck. You're like, I don't know what to do now. Like, what's the deal? Why can't we start something now? Why can't we start discovering or giving things a shot now? Like, why are they shutting the door on me? And you're in a spot currently, this is going to change, where it's like the Five of Swords, like, I can't win. Doesn't matter what I do, like, either I have to go forward with somebody too quickly that I'm not comfortable with, and that doesn't go anywhere, Or I wait till I'm comfortable and then they're upset and then they don't want to do anything with me and then I get nowhere. I still get the same place. I still end up with nothing. It's a little bit of an annoyance. Just kind of like, why do people have to be so difficult? I'm feeling that energy here. So now somebody new is approaching you. Somebody completely new. And you're a little bit upset about it. I don't usually use the term butthurt, but there you go. I don't know why I'm saying that, but it's flying out. Like, oh, you know, somebody new is coming towards me. There could be possibilities here. I don't really like to go right out the gate like this. I like to have a minute to think about if I want to really date somebody or not. But, you know, God forbid I take a minute to think for myself. They're going to get annoyed and get all butthurt themselves. So it's a weird, annoyed energy. It's almost comical, but not really, if you know what I mean. It's kind of funny if you're looking at it from the outside, but if it's happening to you, you're like, it's not funny. It's not funny at all. You're forcing yourself to get past this. At this moment, you might say hang up. You're forcing yourself forward. This person's coming towards you. They're interested. They just want to hang out a little bit. You're thinking about it. I feel like the first thing for most of you, what's happening is you're like, well, let me get back to you in 2 days. I got to see if my schedule is free on such and such a time. Because you're trying to give yourself a little bit of thought power here. So you do this, and you're like, all right, you know what, I'll just do it. I'll just do it. I'll go see them. We'll do this. I don't know if I really like this, but I'll just do it. Like, whatever, I'll do it. This is really interesting to me. Because it feels like the reason you're doing it is because you're annoyed about somebody else who gave you a hard time about doing things your way. So you're like, before this one escapes my grasp, let me just start seeing. Let me just like go out with them a couple times and just like see if I can do it that way. I don't see you liking it for some reason. You're almost aggravated by it, but you're kind of like before the opportunity gets snatched away from me, I'll give it a shot. Just whatever. I'm feeling an annoyed energy with it though. Now you got the Seven of Swords coming in next with the change and the surrender. I don't feel like this is working for you, quite frankly. And I feel like that annoyed feeling is carrying over, and I just feel like you don't want to hang out with this person. Whoever it is coming towards you, this new person, I just feel like you're kind of like, I need a break. I'm getting the surrender with the change. It's like you're changing direction. And you're just kind of like, I just need to, it's kind of ghosting out though. You know what I mean? Nobody's saying, let's not see each other anymore. Nobody's saying that. It's kind of just ghosting away. And I'm getting like the change or the surrender is kind of like, you know what? I don't even care anymore. I feel like you're seriously annoyed. I feel like you're seriously annoyed and you're just kind of like, you know what? Whatever happens, happens. But as far as this is going, I'm not going to try to make something happen here. I feel more aggravated than anything else. I'm going to let it be. So it seems to be just kind of ghosting away. Okay, so here's our outcome. That person gravitates around to you again. They are coming back around to you again. Karma is telling me, wait, which person though? Not this, no, somebody else is coming back. This person, this Four of Wands, I don't know if I picked up that card when I was talking about this. Like, this is somebody that who had, you know, kind of came towards you in the past. You said not right now. You decided you wanted to go towards them. They seemed more upset about it because you told them no before, and they were giving you a hard time. That person is coming back around. That's interesting. That's your karma card. That's your realization. Like that person, see, this person has the realization. Like, because you almost moved on. What you did there, and you forced yourself to get to know somebody like that, this person thought they lost their chance. So when that ended, or that kind of ghosted away, and once they realize that that's not going to happen, they're like, well, I better take my chance now if they expect anything. So they move back towards you, and then you have a chance with a person you originally wanted to. That's kind of a unexpected change there, I would say. That's interesting to me. Very interesting. So let me just recap this to make sure I understand what's happening. Somebody originally approached you in the past. You said not right now. They got a little upset about that. You took some time to think about it. You said, you know what, actually I would like to see you. They were all upset about that because you already told them no to them, in their opinion. So they're like, no. They avoided you. You got upset about that. Like, really? I can't take some time to think about this? So somebody completely new approaches you. You force yourself to do that because you're annoyed with this other situation. That just kind of ghosts out. That just kind of goes away. When this original person realizes that, they realize if they expect to have any type of chance with you, this is the time to take advantage of it, or else they can just kiss the whole situation goodbye. They decide they do actually want to try because they do really like you, and that's when your chance with this person actually happens. With the original person. Well, that's fun. All right, well, that's how it's working out. I don't know what you're going to do with that, but there you go. It's very interesting to me how that works. Because I feel like that's another thing with the change. Like this other person coming back in, I feel like that's the change coming back in. Very interesting. All right, I think that's a good ending. See, I was just whining that, I didn't have a good reading for Taurus in the first part, so I think this one's a good one. All right, so there you go. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.